Hey, let's go. Did that look small? Did that look small? Wait. Okay. It didn't look small. It looks normal. Is this thing on? Hello? Testing, testing. Okay, we're good, we're good. Live streams, baby. What's up? Welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor. I'm Taylor and I am a full-time live streamer. I like to read lots of books, which is what we're going to be doing today, but I also am a gamer. I've been playing a lot of Among Us, a little bit of Fortnite as well over on Twitch, and I am a psychology student studying to become a therapist. So I do lots of different types of content. I'm also a yoga teacher. I do all sorts of stuff. So whether you're watching this on YouTube or on Twitter or Periscope, please do give me a follow if you like daily live content. I try to keep it positive and focus on human connection. So whether we're connecting, just having a good time, having fun, or if we're learning together, like I hope we do a little bit of today, feel free to follow if you're into that kind of vibe. So I just read a pretty boring book, to be honest, but I do reviews of all the books that I read, with the exceptions of my school textbooks. Oftentimes I do topic-related streams from my textbooks, so different chapter subjects and things like that. So I don't do an overview of every textbook, but I do provide summaries of my textbooks on my written book reviews, which you can get for free in your email 3 times a year. I only send 3 emails throughout the year, once every 4 months, and it's a summary and review of all the books I read over that 4-month period. So if you're interested in that, the link to sign up for that is at my website, nextjuice.com. It's basically just my username.com. All right, hello Papa, hello Paul, hi Tia. How come? Oh, there we go. All right, I just wanted to make sure I was seeing all the comments, so I think we're doing pretty good. Hi guys, hey, how you doing? Who else do I see? I don't recognize people's pictures. Hey, Swift Beats, Michael Joseph Murray, Ed, and Laura. Hello, hello, hello. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a bit, Swift. How you been doing? How you been doing? So this is the book that I read. You can see it in the title. I think I shortened to RONR. So Robert's Rules of Order Newly Revised. So it just means Rules of Order Newly Revised. That's RONR. You probably see that acronym for this a lot of times, and this is basically a guideline, a system from which you can use to run meetings for nonprofit organizations or for-profit organizations, board of directors, if you've ever served on a board of directors, or even if you've attended a Toastmasters International meeting before, you're probably familiar. I think a lot of fraternities and sororities, a lot of different types of groups use these types of order, rules of order to run their meetings and their conferences. Hi guys! WB, Jonathan Brooks, what is up? You can't boot my nose? Oh, you can. It just won't send hearts, you know? I thought I saw the word poop, and I'm now gonna go on a side note and just say that I sold 2 books about poop in the last 4 days. In the last week, for sure. So I had 2 copies of a book called Everybody Poops 410 Pounds a Year, which is a book about how much we poop throughout the year. People think it's funny to send me books like this, and I actually got 2 of them. So I read it. I decided I probably wasn't going to need to use that as any type of reference or read it again in the future or pass it on to my stepchildren. So I decided to list them for sale on eBay and made a couple bucks off of books about poop. So go me. Hello. Oh my goodness, why are you so cranky? Are you PMSing too? I know you're a dude, but like I'm PMSing too, so I'm feeling real salty too. But hi. Do you feel better now? I don't know how to say your name though. Yazan? Yazan, maybe? Also, I'm kind of blind, so I'm like leaning over because I can't see anything. Let me turn up the brightness, that'll help. All right. Woo! Hi, New York City guy in the house. Wait, are you WB? It's weird because on the streaming software I've been using, it puts your actual names instead of your usernames, so. This may be the last time on Periscope to say this. Squirrel, I don't think it's going to be shutting down that quickly, but maybe. I mean, it might shut down at the end of the year. I'm not really sure. Hey, Dave, man. Good to see you guys. I was actually so right before my time of the month, I have a change in hormones, as all menstruating women do, and I have an increase in progesterone and cortisol, which means an increase in stress, but also to me it's associated with more sensitivity in general, so sensitivity to touch, smell, taste, but also emotional sensitivity. And I'm a pretty rational, logical, reasonable kind of gal. I like to think that I'm pretty smart, and I'm sometimes a little bit cold. I think that I am just so hyper logical that I can be also very critical and judgmental. But this time of the month, I feel really connected to people, and I really just think about how much I appreciate the people who are positive and supportive and encouraging, and the people who believe in me when I don't believe in myself, or I'm having trouble believing in myself, or I'm having some kind of doubts. So I just want to say a big thank you to all of you guys who continue to support and encourage me, even if I am, not at my prime energy. Hola, taxis. How are you? Hey, Craig. What? Did you say corazón de melón? The heart of melon? What? I don't. Also, I couldn't be not reading that, but it looks like that, yeah. Thanks, Yazan. You're also the best, even though you're kind of cranky. I've been a little cranky too. All right, I love you guys. That's the moral of the story. I posted a little message about how much I appreciate this group on Discord. If you're not on my Discord, that's a place where we can all chat when I'm not live. We can kind of connect and chat and, promote each other and just kind of like really dive in and kind of build that relationship offline a little bit as well. And I'm also going to be, oh, really, E? I completely disagree with that. And I'll talk about the nonprofit that I'm about to start volunteering with soon. But I'm really excited too for when the pandemic is declared as over and people are getting the vaccines and people are feeling more confident and secure to do another meetup, because we haven't gotten to do a meetup all year in 2020. We were doing bunches of them before. So if you don't know, I've been a live streamer for almost 4 years straight. Every single day I've been live 365 days a year. 4 years will be official on January 5th of 2021. And one of my favorite things is taking it offline, taking it off the screens and actually seeing you guys face to face and hanging out and having a beer or playing some games, or, going and exploring different kind of like touristy locations like New York City or Chicago, and just kind of experiencing life together in person and IRL, in real life. So, oh, hey, super hearts pop up on here. Thank you, Gary, for the super hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. It actually pops up on the chat here too, so I don't have to actually have my Periscope over here. What platform will I migrate to if Periscope shuts down? Very good question, and I'm going to go back to yours too, Ern. I will primarily probably replace my phone live streams that I do on Periscope with Instagram. Twitter Live will still be a thing as far as I understand. It'll just run with the Periscope engine, but I just feel like Twitter did such a terrible job managing Periscope and their content creators that I don't feel supported by that app. And it's also just not as popular of an app as Instagram is. Instagram also has filters, so when I'm not feeling so pretty, I like pop a little filter on there, and it gives me a lot more, ease of access to just be able to stream and focus on content, not be distracted by a pimple on my face or something like that. It hasn't bothered me too much on Periscope so far, but it'll either be Twitter Live or Instagram Live, and I'm primarily already migrated most of my time in streaming to Twitch. So Twitch is already my primary live streaming platform. It's predominantly gaming over there. We do some just chatting streams, they're called over there. But yeah, so it's the same username everywhere. And then streams like this will probably just be done on YouTube exclusively at that point. If there's some way to link Twitter Live then maybe I'll do both. But for now, I'm thinking just make sure that you're following me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, and you should be good. You should have all your bases covered. Also, if you go to my website and sign up for the book reviews I was talking about, you'll be able to communicate with me other ways. My email's nextjuice@gmail.com. So anytime you want to reach out, if you're having trouble finding me, let me know. And also, my website is nextjuice.com. So if you go to the contact page there, all my socials are on there. I have TikTok too, but you can't go live on TikTok until you have 1,000 followers, and I only have like 200 because I don't really post on TikTok very often. It's not really my kind of, I like to do long stream content. I'm very loquacious, so I can't really keep what I have to say to 60 seconds. Oh, thanks, The Voice. All right, so Earn Your Earn said they think that nonprofits are predominantly for laundering money. okay. I don't know about predominantly, I haven't studied all the nonprofits in the world, but I find that pretty hard to believe since most nonprofits have a clear mission statement that's associated with some type of service for the public good. And the one that I'm getting involved with right now serves children who have been neglected or abused and therefore removed from their biological parents' home. And whether they're in foster care or they have some type of legal guardian from their family or something like that, they're involved in court cases and custody battles, and they're having a lot of change in their lives. And this is an organization where they have volunteers like myself who serve to advocate for the children in the court system, and then meet with the children regularly so they can figure out what they need and what they could use and what they want, and to help them in this really hard time in their life. And they also have financial resources. So if a kid wants a bike or something and the resource family and the foster family isn't able to afford that or isn't willing to do that, then they would provide things like that, or maybe like a laptop or a guitar or piano lessons or something. Like they actually do provide very tangible good services. So, whether the CEO is getting overpaid or not, I still think that it's a pretty cool idea. Not-for-profit organizations are typically well intended. Hi, Danny. How are you? Wait, Danny. Wait. Why does it say Dani? I thought that was a girl. I talked to you like a girl. Okay. Hello, male Danny. Please don't flirt with me. I thought you were my friend from South Africa, and you're just some dude on the internet who's putting heart eye emojis at me, so I'm gonna try to shut that down now. Thank you, Invoke the Night, thank you. So I have recently started a non-for-profit organization to promote the things I promote on this channel, which is positivity through positive psychology. I believe in the power of positive psychology and the ratio, which has this weird name that I forget what it's called, but it's a 3-to-1 ratio, which says that for every 1 negative experience you have to have 3 positive just to tip the scales in favor of positivity. So our brains have a bias to overweight negative experiences. So if 1 negative thing happens to us and 1 positive thing happens to us, we focus more on the negative and we continue to ruminate and go down a negative trajectory. So if we increase the amount of positive experiences we have, we can actually transform our lives and be on an upward spiral and an upward trajectory, positive trajectory instead. Laura, thank you for the super hearts, you sweet love. ASMR, I'm not doing ASMR right now. I haven't really been doing a lot of ASMR, but I do have an ASMR playlist on YouTube where you can see all of my previous ASMR videos if you are in the mood for that. Hey Kobe, there's also a lot of really talented ASMR artists on YouTube and Twitch. Okay, so positivity, positive psychology, and also human connection. I think those are the 2 keys to battling depression and suicidal tendencies and ideation, which is something I struggled with in my teenage years, and I know a lot of people struggle with at all different times of their life. So that's my main purpose and calling that I feel, is to help people to not kill themselves. I think that's like the highest thing that you can do, is just try to preserve human life and keep people from, help them to boost self-esteem and confidence and all of these other kind of auxiliary things that come from that root of positivity and human connection. Because when people feel isolated and alone and disconnected, that's when depression can set in. That's when it can be really hard to increase positive experiences. You have more negativity and you just feel like the world would be better off without you, which is complete BS, and that's not true. So connect with us, connect with somebody, connect with people, especially positive people who are healthy for you to connect with. And that's what I try to facilitate here on these live streams, and that's what I want to try to facilitate in the world. And I know there's a lot of people who want to contribute a lot of resources and financial resources to that mission, but went through a for-profit business like what I do on my live streams. It's not like a charitable donation write-off that they can, there's no real tax incentive for them to do that. They would maybe want to give charity to something else. So to have something like that. And so we haven't really fully opened our doors yet. We've gotten the licenses. We're establishing the board of directors. Well, we've established the board of directors. We have to now adopt the bylaws. And this is a perfect segue into the book, where I don't know a ton about this. So I am learning, and this book was so helpful for me in starting this foundation and helping me to figure out how to run it in a way that's going to be effective. So it's called Robert's Rules of Order. This is the newly revised, and the one I have is in brief. So the full Robert's Rules of Order is 633 pages long. This one is just under 200. It's about 175 pages, and a lot of it is not even something that you necessarily need to read in full because it won't pertain to you. But if you are someone who's considering starting a nonprofit or you've recently started a nonprofit, get this book. It can be a game changer for you in figuring out what information you need to include in your bylaws, although the internet's going to be more useful for that because it doesn't go into too much depth there, but you are going to want to put in your bylaws. That bylaws are basically the rules in which you govern your organization. So the rules that the board of directors and the members of your organization have to abide by. So saying that we follow Robert's Rules of Order kind of says a lot in one sentence that you can include into your bylaws. But you want to first become familiarized with it so that you know if that's what you want to use and it is the predominant rules of order that people use. There are experts on that book, yes, and I'm not one of them, that's for sure. It's basically like all of the parliamentary procedures that could possibly arise in any situation. So this, in brief, is a great like appetizer to the main course of that huge 700-word book, or sorry, 700-page book that isn't really pertinent or relevant to what most people are going to be doing. Hey, how are you, Kayla? Good to see you. John Smith, thank you so much for these super hearts. Thank you. Yeah, if you guys send super hearts, it'll pop up here on the screen. Also, if you go to streamlabs.com/nextjuice and contribute that way, if you don't want to go through the app, that will pop up on my screen as well. I'm not monetized on YouTube, so if you're watching there, the only way for you to support would be through the website or through Streamlabs. If you go through Streamlabs, though, it will, here, let me type it in so you guys know what I'm talking about. It'll pop up on the screen rather than just going through the website. But the website's where you have to go if you're going to do monthly support. Hi, Imp! There it is, yes. A little bit of a lag there. I'm good. How are you, Smitty? How's it going? Okay, so if you're starting your own nonprofit as I am, then as the president of your organization, you have a lot of other research to do, but this is a great way to kind of know how to run your meetings, how to open a meeting, how to call a meeting to order, how to instruct and train your secretary, your treasurer, and any other members of your organization. If you have recently been nominated as presiding officer in a board of directors or some type of organization, you want to become familiar with this book so that you have better knowledge on all of these, the ways that all of these things work than any other members in the group. That's going to give you the best chance of doing a good job as president. So where I live in New Jersey, you have to have 3 officers. You have to have president, treasurer, secretary. And all of those roles are broken down in this book. And there's actually a chapter for each of them that says, so, you know, you've recently become secretary. Here's exactly how you keep minutes. Here's what you have to do before the meetings. Here's what you do during the meetings. Here's what you do after the meetings. Here's how everything works. And it's just one chapter, maybe 10 pages long. The treasurer is only like 2 pages long, 2 or 3 pages. And the president's is probably the longest, and the president should really read the whole thing. If you are the head of a committee in some type of organization, you know, it's all in here and it's all really, really helpful. They talk about how to make motions, in what instances you need to have a second for a motion or in what instances you do not, how the votes work. Is it true that the president only votes in the case of a tie? That was one of the interesting things I learned, is that no, that's actually not the case. In large group organizations, then yes, the president typically is basically just a very objective, unbiased, nonpartisan president, right? It's supposed to be how the president of the country is supposed to be. And they're supposed to basically not get involved in the voting or influencing anything so that they can moderate. But in a small organization of less than a dozen board members, then you really don't need to worry about that. The president has all of the rights to vote and participate in debate and make motions themselves as any other member. So that's important for me to know and smaller organizations to understand if you're thinking of starting one, because I didn't know that and I thought I wasn't going to be able to vote, and there's only 3 of us, so if the 2 of them were against each other, then I would only vote in the case of a tie. But it's better to know that I am able to fully participate, since it's my organization, in the debate and discussion and in voting. Another thing you have to include is if you're going to do video conferencing, video meetings, like during the pandemic, you actually have to include that into your bylaws. So if you don't already have that in your bylaws, you might have to make an amendment to add that into the bylaws to allow that. If you have any type of financial reimbursement for the board of directors, that needs to be included in the bylaws. So a lot of that stuff is in here, a lot is in other areas, but this is predominantly going to help you in terms of running a meeting, what your roles are, how to properly run a meeting, and how to properly execute the role that you have in the organization. Does anyone have any questions about this? Member at large. Hi, Linda, sugar. What's up? You're sore, Smitty? From what? Did you work out? Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. I appreciate that. How are you doing? You thought you were on Twitch? My lighting looks great. Thanks, Stuart. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I like this light over here. You can do purple, pink, green, whatever you like, red. My favorite is the blue. I think it's the most flattering for my skin tone, so I usually just rock it on the blue. And then I have a ring light as well. This is the lighting I typically use on my Twitch streams. You guys are used to, a lot of you on Periscope are used to seeing me just like with my phone, like, what's up, guys? You're doing pretty okay right now? Okay, that's good, I guess. I mean, it's pretty okay. That's what it is. I'm here for you if you want to talk. And that goes out for anybody. If you want to message me on Instagram or email me or whatever, I'm here. If you have any questions about this book, let me know. Most of it, it's really going to be a good reference manual for you. So even if you serve at any level on any board, it's good to be familiar with this and to have this as a little reference on your bookshelf, even if you don't read the entire thing, just to kind of familiarize yourself with the processes and responsibilities. Sound good? I will be sending out the next book reviews email. I believe it goes out in January. So if you haven't signed up yet, go sign up now, nextjuice.com. There's no fee or anything. It's just free. It's all the books that I've read over a 4-month period, reviewed and summarized. And if you haven't gotten them before, if you haven't signed up yet, you can actually, when you're signing up, you'll see links to all the previous ones. So you can read all of the books that I've read over the last 4 years. I've been streaming for 4 years. I don't know if I started putting this out in year 1, but definitely over the last 3 years or so. What do I think about Periscope leaving? I actually did a broadcast about that yesterday, so if you want to watch that first, and if you have any remaining questions, let me know. I'm not a huge fan of repeating myself if I don't have to. Shrimply, thanks Shrimply. You'd like to make a motion? Any seconds? The motion is dead. I don't know. I forget that's something I need to do as president, is memorize what I'm supposed to say, whether one thing goes a certain way or not. However, there's 3 of us. It's me and 2 people that I'm quite close with that I brought onto my board, and I don't have a whole lot of anticipation that there's going to be a whole lot of motions and debates and things like that. But we do have to do our first meeting to adopt our bylaws coming up soon. But first I have to mail a copy of this. So this is also helpful. So if you're starting an organization, you can just basically mail them a copy of this or provide them with a copy of this book, have them read the chapter that describes their organization, or I'm sorry, that describes their roles and their position as officer or member before having them participate in a meeting. It just saves a lot of time. Yeah, Linda, yeah, we've known that since day 1. We've expected that since day 1. I'm saying I've expected that since day 1. I've been wondering when it was going to happen. I didn't think it would be done in such a sloppy fashion that they've done it, so I'm feeling a little bit detached from Twitter at the moment, but not from you guys, just from the organization itself. Or disorganization, I would call it at this point. Love you guys! Took a little jab at Twitter on my way out. I'm going to get ready to go live on Twitch. I think I might just actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go live in my private Instagram account first. So if you are in there, I'll see you in a little bit. If you want to be in my private Instagram group, it's available to all monthly supporters on my website. So if you go to nextjuice.com and hit the support button, you can see where there's monthly. You can do $5, $10, or $25 a month. At any level, even if you just do the $5 level, you get access to my private Instagram account. I'm going to go live in there for an hour, get a bunch of work done, and then I'll go live on Twitch after that. Same username on Twitch. I have a public Instagram too if you want to follow me there. Same username ever. Ed, you can't second your own motion. Was I able to? Yes. Did I? No. I'm not interested in investing in cryptocurrency, but thank you. Hi, Superfro. How are you? I'm just signing off. It's good to see you. Good to see you, Kyle and Tia and Ed and Imp and Linda and Michael and John. And thank you so much for the super hearts, Laura, Gary, and Smitty. You don't have it? You don't have what? I'm just going to wait to see what Linda's talking about here and then wrap it up. Any discussion? No? All in favor? Aye. You too, Kyle. Thank you, Fro. I hope you do too. I'll be live on my private Instagram group right after this, and then I'll go live on Twitch after. So if you're sad that you got here at the end, the motion passes. No, you are not. You are the treasurer. You back off. My private group. Oh, you're not a monthly supporter on my website. Are you? I'm pretty sure you're not. So if you want access to that, just go to nextjuice.com/support and become a monthly supporter, and then I'll give you the link. You don't have to, though, obviously. It helps me. It helps me to pay my way through school. It helps me to keep this content pumping out. But yeah, just do what you can do. And I hope to see you guys soon. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor, and I hope to see you guys on the next juice. Remember, you are worthy of being loved and feeling comfortable in your own skin. Hope to see you soon.